disparity with the amount of labor that women do and that men do.
Yeah, but men make more money statistically. So you could just say the men contribute more.
Yeah, and men provide value in other ways.
If a dude's paying my rent, he's not doing shit. He's not doing shit around the house.
But women also work. So they're also doing a 9 to 5. Like maybe they're But
I'm saying statistically men make more money. Go ahead.
Sorry, I just wanted to ask all your statistics and your percentages, all of that. Where did you find it? Is it in the UK? Is it in the US?
UK and US. There's a little bit of a disparity between the UK and US. Specifically, when it comes to divorce, it's 64% in the UK and it's 80% in the US.
Who carried out the studies?
The government.
The government
studies
took how many women? 100 women, and then asked them about their life. And
so, do you think if you do 3-4 different studies and they all come up to similar conclusions, we can say that it's around 80%, 90% if you're
divorce lawyers, divorce court. We get in the statistics from there, so we can see who's initiating the divorces.
Like someone has to file.
Right, exactly. So when you file for divorce, it goes on record. So it's 80% of women that are filing for divorce.
How would you improve the situation for I feel like you both have heard, thought about this a lot. Like, what would you say that both men and women can do to improve the situation?
I think a financial abortion should be legal.
What do you mean?
What do you mean?
I think that if women have the right to get an abortion, men should be able to get a financial abortion so they can sign off all rights and not pay any child support.
Whoa.
I would say that's one thing, because the way it is now, women are incentivized to get kids off of rich guys. The NBA had to issue a statement saying that women kept stealing condoms, and I just think that should be illegal. You shouldn't be able to legally do
Drake
that.
Drake had to put hot sauce in his condom.
Yeah, I'd say that's one.
To stop this woman from getting his baby. There are women out there literally incentivized to try and get a rich man's baby.
That was just one story with Drake and one random lady, and it doesn't represent all women in the world.
So I understand that, but I do these interviews all the time. So I'll go on the street, I'll talk to random people on the street, random people in my living room, and I've had so many guys tell me stories of girls doing this to them. Go ahead.
And your guys' opinions favour a certain side. So when you go out on these ventures and you ask people, you know what you're looking for. You know what you can put and edit and post.
Are you saying we're rigging the game now? Is that what you're saying?
No, not rigging the game, but you're looking for something, and that's why you're going out there. So you're going to speak about certain things.
I would say I get more people that disagree, to be honest, when I go out than agree. So I wouldn't say I'm rigging the game.
Okay.
But if you're going to have sex with a woman, sorry, am I supposed to say?
You can say sex. That's fine.
Can I say woman?
There is a chance that woman may get pregnant.
So if you have sex with a guy, there's a chance you might get pregnant.
Yeah.
That's on you.
So if you get to choose not to be a mother, he should get to choose not to be a father. Equality.
Whose responsibility do you think it is for getting pregnant?
It's both of them.
It's definitely a
That's
but women have more to risk by getting pregnant. They need to exercise.
Unless it's a situation of grape, you let the man inside. So how is it?
So it's your responsibility if you get pregnant, even though it's.
No, I said whose responsibility for it to get pregnant. All of the power is within the woman's hands. You have the right to say yes or no. Once you do say yes or no, you have the right to keep the baby. You have the right to either put the baby up for adoption. You have the right to put the man on child support.
We also have birth control. You can get an IUD. It's 99.99% effective.
IUDs aren't great though. Birth control isn't great to be.
But I'm saying that's a better option than what men have. Or you can require the men you sleep with wear a condom. So it's I'm saying we have all the power when it comes to sex and who gives birth and who picks who is born.
Yeah, nowadays I feel like a woman's really only going to have a kid if she really wants to, because there's so many ways for her to prevent that at different stages all throughout.
But I also think if there were more support for women who do want to have children, may not have necessarily found the right man who actually wants to have a child with her, if she was able to get more financial support, then she wouldn't feel like she'd need to trap a man in order to get a baby.
That's a horrible excuse.
She's not entitled to it.
Are you excusing a girl trying to get a kid off of a rich guy because she doesn't?
I'm not trying to excuse it, but
that's what you're doing.
If childcare is really expensive, okay.
Right.
Raising a child is really expensive and it's really hard to do on your own, right?
Yeah,
but
so
if
you
you
really
want a
you
child,
should get married and do it.
But what if no one wants to marry you?
Did you know that before you got pregnant?
Then you need to change your strategy.
I'm saying maybe lower your standards then. If none of the guys you like want to marry you, you're probably shooting too high.
But or change how you deal with men.
Just like if a dude's shooting at Victoria's Secret models and they all tell him no, like he'll probably be like, oh, let me adjust.
What if you're like, just don't see any men that you like?
Sperm donor.
Yeah.
So
What if you're asexual? You don't have any romantic or sexual interest ever. You just want
a baby.
to live life, have a kid.
Well, isn't that selfish?
That's selfish.
To bring a kid
It's
into a
sexual
situation
orientation.
It's
where
all
they're
selfish.
Sexual
No,
orientation.
it's not
you
selfish.
don't think children need two parents?
No.
Well, I think they need a community. I don't think they need two parents.
This is one of the reasons why society's broken. Because women are actually literally running around thinking that children don't need two parents.
If you're a good enough person, you can teach a child by yourself.
I just read you a bunch of stats showing that children that come from single mothers are statistically at a disadvantage in nearly every category.
That's not necessarily
and then you're going to tell me, oh yeah, it's fine. Just raid a child's body.
If you're
Like I think it's equally selfish if a dude does the same thing. Like if a dude wanted to, I don't know, adopt as a single father, like I think that's selfish.
And even if you can, that doesn't necessarily mean you should.
Yeah, like because you're putting what you want above what is best for the kid.
I think if you're adopting a child, whether you're a single person or not, I think that's a really lovely thing to do, because being in the care system is not fun. And if you're a single parent, it's better than having no parent, no one to look after you. You've got care workers in and out all day. And also, like, I lost my train of thought.
But an ideal situation would be
an ideal situation is two parents. Would you not agree with that?
I would agree that you need a support system. It doesn't necessarily mean it needs to be two parents. You could have four parents. You could have cousins and aunties who are older.
Do you think
who,
that's
like,
the same
look
as having
after
a
you.
mom and a dad in the home?
I've never had both, so I have no idea. I could not compare.
I think if the kid has adults who love them and show that they love them openly and always, then it doesn't matter if it's specifically a man and a woman or two parents that raise them.
So
if it's a community, if it's someone that shows love.
So in all the statistics that I read, they never had a father in the home.
There are so many different...
So hang on. They never had a father in the home. Okay? It was single. They never had a father. This shows that boys and girls need both their mother and their father to be fully functioning members of society, who aren't going to be rapists, who aren't going to be prisoners, who aren't going to be, misfits. But I see, this is one of the things that I can't understand why women would argue for singledom and to raise a child by themselves and then act like it's normal. Like it's gonna benefit society. It's not gonna benefit society when it comes to prison. It's not gonna benefit society when it comes to crime. So why do it?
I think what you've just said is that you can't be a normal functioning member of society if you were raised by a single
It's
mom.
not about probability.
That's not. We're saying
that's
that.
what
We're
I
saying
heard, and
okay, but just because you heard it, that's not what he said. That's not what he said.
Okay.
So what we're saying is it puts you at every statistical disadvantage. So why would you push that in a society?
Yeah.
I don't think, personally, I'm not speaking to everyone else, I'm not pushing it, but if that's your best bet, then
Yep.
that's all you can do is your best, and if you're doing your best, then what else can you
Get married?
expect someone to
I
do?
think
there's always there's always a guy that's gonna marry you. Like, I'm sorry, 1 out of 3 men are either virgins or haven't had sex in the last year. So the issue is just like the guys that girls don't want them. And so I think the solution is getting a guy on your level.
I feel like the thing with the parents, the kids, the mothers, I feel like kids are just kids. They just arrived here. They don't know anything. The only way a kid is going to be disadvantaged from a single parent or whatever is when they grow up and then they hear people talking about it.
Do you have a child?
As a kid, you won't notice.
Do you have a child?